Okay, so we're playing a Maelstrom of War game today, but obviously it's a match play conditions, everything is set up for that, and we're playing Contact Lost is the mission. So it's the mission where you have 6 objectives, and you get 1 tactical objective at the start of your turn, and then you have to control objectives to generate orders. So you've got to be on them, so it's a pretty aggressive mission, this one. Both sides have to be aggressive to see that through. And we're playing on a brand new deployment zone, which is new to 8th edition. It's called Spearhead Assault, is that right?
Yeah, Spearhead Assault.
So it's like hammer and anvil, so it's short end to short end, but you've got an extra 3 inches and it goes 12 inches into the corner, so it's like a spike. So it's pretty good. So we'll look at where the objectives are. Ultramarines have selected this side to set up on. So there's an objective here. One in the woods, one just next to the macro cannon there, one on that side, and then one here, and then the last one is in this battle skip just behind that tree. This is 2,000 points of Craftworld Eldar. We're going to use Ulthwe as the keyword for this, of course, because we have Eldrad and he's taking this warhost out today. So it's a battalion detachment, and just for those who'd like to know, it's a 97 power rating, so it's pretty interesting just how that sort of ends up around the 100 mark. Well, every army that I've made it ends up around there, but we're playing points today, so it's 2,000 points, and we've got 3 HQs. So we've got Eldrad, of course, he's the warlord. He's got legendary fighter for the warlord trait, so he's going to have +1 attack when he charges in. We've got an avatar of Cain. Got a Farseer Skyrunner, he's got a Singing Spear, and we've got 3 troops here, 3 Guardian squads, 2 with Bright Lancers, 1 with an Eldar missile launcher. Got another troop here, they're just plain Wind Riders. They've got the twin linked, or the twin Shuriken Catapult, and we've got a unit of Dire Avengers 10, and the Exarch has a Dire Sword. Fast attack, we've got 2 Venoms with double Shuriken cannons on them. And we've got Elite over here, we've got Howling Banshees with the Executioner for the Exarch, and we've got 2 dedicated transports, double Wave Serpents, exactly the same, and they've both got Spirit Stones and the Crystal Targeting Matrix. So it means that when you move, you can not suffer the penalty for your heavy weapons if you fire at the nearest unit, so it can come in pretty handy with those Bright Lancers. And we've got the same thing on this Fire Prism, so he's got Spirit Stones and the Targeting Matrix as well. So Spirit Stones, it's just like a Feel No Pain 6+, if you will. Feel No Pains don't exist anymore, but that's the best way I can describe it. So there we go, 2,000 points. So I just want to mention something about the avatar in the army. He gives a 12-inch bubble where nobody has to take morale checks, and you can re-roll your charge ranges. So the morale check one, automatically passing, is very, very beneficial when you've got a lot of Guardians. So I would expect that to come into play in this game.
We've got 1999 points of Ultramarines. It's a power level 71. We have 3 units of troops. One of them in a drop pod here is 10. Sergeant's got a power sword and he's a flamer. And we've got another one here, and they've all got bolt guns and one las cannon in a Rhino. And we've got a squad of 5 with a las cannon in a Razorback with a twin las cannon. 2 Terminators for the elites. One's the ordinary Terminator squad, and the other one's an assault Terminator squad. And then we have back here we've got Storm Talon, and it's got Skyhammer missiles and the assault cannon. And we have Tech Marine with a Thunderfire cannon. And then we've got 3 characters. We've got all in Terminator armor. We've got a chaplain, yeah, a librarian, and the captain. The captain's the legendary warrior.
Okay, so he's got the same warlord trait as Eldrad. Here we are then, both sides are ready for battle now. The Eldar have to set up first, and then it's the Ultramarines, and then backwards and forwards. The Eldar finish setting up first as well, so we'll have the first turn, unless the Ultramarines can steal the initiative, but we'll go through where we are at the moment. So it's the pointed sort of hammer and anvil deployment here. So we've got Guardians in the trench, we've got Fire Prism, more Guardians in the centre, Farseer in the jet bikes, we've got 2 Vipers. In this forward Wave Serpent we've got the Banshees, and the one next to it is Eldrad and the Dire Avengers, and then we've got the squad of Guardians here. So the Ultramarines have got a Thunderfire cannon sneakily placed behind the Bastion. Didn't want it up high in the Bastion in front of the... start again. It's in front of the Bastion, it's not in the Bastion, because he didn't want to get shot by the Fire Prism, so it's had to hide behind the big Bastion, the biggest Bastion. So
it's a big Bastion, alright.
We've got Tacticals in the woods. We've got 10 man in that Rhino, 5 man in the Razorback, and we've got the Flyer in the corner here. There's a drop pod set up in the sky, ready to come down with 10 Tacticals. We've got the 3 Terminator characters in the Teleportorium, and so are the 2 Terminator squads, so there's plenty to come down. It might be a good thing because they can set up on the objectives, and you need to get on these objectives to score, to even generate tactical objectives to score. So where it's different from the old 7th edition one is you do not, when the first turn kicks off, you don't actually get a card for having the ones that you've already got. It only starts to kick off in turn 2. So each side will only be able to generate 1 card in the first turn. So the Ultramarines are going to roll that dice, and they're going to try and get a 6. Steal the initiative. No, it's close. It's close. It's always nice to have the Eldar going first. Right, turn 1 from the Eldar, and they've dispersed a little bit, so we've got the Guardians in the centre. After everyone leaves, they disperse, trying to create an area of denial to any deep striking units who come in. These Vipers have gone forward to claim this objective, so hopefully we can generate this one next turn. The jet bikes and the Skyrunner Farseer, they've got up to just get in range of the objective on that side. The Avatar, he ran 6, so he's right there with them going up. We've got this Guardian squad staying tight in this battlescape, and then we've got the 2 Wave Serpents. They've pulled around the side of the building. These can go 16 now, so they're very nimble, but we'll be suffering a -1 to hit because we've moved with the Bright Lancers. So we've got clean line of sight there on the Thunderfire cannon, which is probably going to be the target of choice here. So we've also done our static phase. So the Farseer up top, he's done Guide on this Wave Serpent, and he's done Fortune on the Vipers over there. So they're going to have a fail no pain of 5 in the distance, and this is going to be able to re-roll fail to hit rolls. So we've got ourselves set up quite nicely, but the card that we did pull for our tactical objective is Defend Objective 5, so it's right over there where that Terminator Teleport Homer is, so we don't think we're going to get that one. You've got to hold it for 2 turns, and that is just going to be such a hard ask, so we're probably going to get rid of that at the end of the turn. So we're going to score no points, but it's all about damage, I think, this round. Right, we're going to do first shot of the battle. We're going to have this Bright Lance. It is in range of the Thunderfire Cannon. The Thunderfire Cannon is now classed as a separate unit to the Tech Marine, so because it's in the crater, it's actually going to get a +1 to its save here. So we're going to need to hit it first on a 3 with this Bright Lance, and we do. We're going to need to wound it on a 3. So we do wound it. It's AP -4, so you're going to get a save on a 6. No, that goes straight through. So it's only got 4 wounds, this Thunderfire Cannon, so let's see what this Bright Lance can do. 3 wounds on it. That is pretty good. It's on its last wound. Alright, next shooting we're going to do the Shuriken Cannon underslung on this Wave Serpent. At the wounded Thunderfire Cannon we're going to do the double Bright Lance at the Razorback behind. So Shuriken Cannon first, gets all hits because it's an assault weapon. And we wound once, so it's got a 2+ save in the crater. Oh no! It's gone because it's a separate unit.
Whoa, hang on. I'm going to use a command dice and reroll.
Alright, command dice in effect here, so don't roll another one. Don't do it. Okay, so he survives. So Bright Lances at the Razorback. So both miss, because we're hitting on 5s because we're moved with a heavy weapon. Right, what we're going to have to do now then, we're going to fire the same thing at the Thunderfire Cannons. This has got guide on it though, so both weapons are going to go at the Thunderfire Cannon. So we've got 1 miss, so we've hit there. This is the Shuriken Cannon. And there's 2 wounds, so saving on 2s again. Oh, it's a double 1. Not good for the Ultramarines so far. So it's first blood, that's crucial. But we have wasted our opportunities with the Bright Lancers now, because we're already dedicated those to the Thunderfire Cannon. Right, we're going to have the Fire Prism now. It's going to fire the dispersed shot at this unit of tacticals. They're not all in the wood, so they're not going to get a cover save. So it's D6 shots. So we're going to get 3. Alright, we'll take that. We're not going to re-roll it. So hitting on 3s. And there's 2. And wounding on 3s, it's strength 6. So there's 2. It's AP -3, so saving on 6s with that tactical unit. Oh, different fortune now. Double 1s to double 6s. Right, this weapons platform speaks up now, fires a sunburst shot at these tacticals. We're able to wound them twice. This is -1 AP as well, so saving on 4s for 2 tacticals. So 1 goes down. Right, we'll fire the Vipers next at the tactical squad, and we'll fire a Bright Lance. We're able to kill all of them but the guy holding the las cannon. So that's all of the shots for this turn. So we're now into morale phase. So he's leadership 7, he's lost 4. So it's a 6. Space Marines can re-roll. You don't have to. Space Marines have
right, yeah.
It will no fear.
So 3 come.
And he's passed. Las Cannon will stand. That's crucial. Just trying to finish off that 1 Las Cannon. He can do damage. So it's the end of the Eldar turn. 1 point for first blood. But we are in good positions to try and generate now. Right, it's turn 1 for the Ultramarines. And here they come. Mass reserves come in. So we've got a Terminator squad here. Thunderhammer Storm Shields with a Chaplain. They're outside of that 9-inch range, but they still can attempt a charge. I've got a drop pod here with a unit of tacticals. They're going to try and pick off some of the jet bikes there. And over there's more Terminators. And here they are. So they've got a Librarian with them. The Captain comes down as well. There's a tactical squad comes out of the Rhino that's moved away. So they get out, approach the Vipers, and then the Rhino drives off over there to claim an objective. And the Tech Marine, he goes back to this Razorback to just protect it a little bit. And objective 5, it's the one that the Eldar needed to defend, so we've thrown that card away in our turn. And the Ultramarines now need to score that, so the Razorback is there, so they will get a point this turn, just for being there. And it's worth saying, just since we're on the subject of the Thunderfire cannon, when it was in the crater originally, when the Eldar shot at it, it wouldn't actually get that cover save from the crater because it's not an infantry unit. So just to keep up the speed there. Not that matters. That's what we've done it anyway. Just in the future, don't do that. So we've got the flyer swooped right forward. Going to take on these Vipers. The hated unit for the Ultramarines is the Vipers, and so everyone's on the scene to blow these away. Right, first things first, with the psychic phase for the Ultramarines, the Librarian dishes out 3 mortal wounds with smite onto the front Viper. We tried to deny, but didn't happen. And then he also casted the ability to reroll charge ranges for the Terminators. Again,
Custard.
casted, yeah. So
Is that custard? Is that posh custard?
yeah. Right, so we've got 2 las cannons from the Razorback. It's going to fire at this Wave Serpent. Gets 1 hit and needs a 3 to
I
wound.
think I'll reroll that one.
Okay, another stratagem being used. The command reroll. And missed anyway. So
Get the reroll.
just 2 hits, needing a 3 to wound. And it's under the tank. Let's have a look. It is good. That's a 4. So the Fire Prism, it's got a save of 3, but it's got a +1 to the dice roll because 50% in cover behind the Bastion. No, so that goes through. So it's D6 wounds here. 4. Alright, so it's not over yet. We can try and, because we've got Spirit Stones, we can try and deny these on 6s. So there's 4 bits of damage. Any 6s? No. Horrendous roll. So 4 damage on the Fire Prism. Right, the last surviving member of that tactical squad, he's got a las cannon, he's firing all the way down here. He's got an unimpeded shot on the, and he's hit. 3 to wound again. And he's wounded. Need to save on an armor save of 6. It's AP3. No, that goes through. D6 damage. Only 1. Again, Spirit Stones. We do. We save that one. Wow. 10 points well spent. Alright, so we've got another las cannon out of this unit. It's going to fire at the Fire Prism, and then the bolt guns from this tactical squad are going to try and take out the Serpents. So, in fact, I've just remembered these Serpents have got Fortune cast on them. So when I took those 3 mortal wounds, I should have actually saved them on Fortune. So we'd save 1, so I'm actually okay for one of them, which is good to remember. Alright, so las cannon at the Fire Prism. He has missed. He was hitting on a 4 because he was on the move.
Yeah.
And now we've got some bolt guns at the Vipers. Right, bolt guns from that tactical squad do pretty well. Rerolling 1s with the captain. I've ended up with 6 wounds on the Vipers. Going to have to save on 3s. And that is pretty good. Save all but 1. And then we've got our Fortune save of 5, which we make. So these Vipers continue to be a thorn in the side of the Ultramarines. Right, this Terminator squad's up next. Stormbolters into the Vipers, and then rocket launchers into the Fire Prism. So let's do the rocket launchers. So hitting on 4s because you moved, because you came in from reserve.
Yeah.
So only 1 hit, needing a 3. No good. Right, it's been poor from the Terminators. They've only dished out 1 wound to the Vipers, and then the Librarian chips in a wound as well. So we have to save these on 3s, just doing them together, even though it's 2 units, but saved anyway. So not a good day for those Terminators, but they've still got a nasty assault they could make, and they get to reroll that charge because of the Librarian. Could work. There's still the fly to fire as well. Right, so instead of firing the fly next, we're just going to see what happened over here. So what did happen was bolt guns from this tactical squad and the Deathwing launcher fires at the bikes up here. Kill a bike and a half, so there's still 2 bikes left and one of them's wounded. Right, we're back to the flyer now. It's declared its target. So Skyhammer missiles at the Vipers, and then the assault cannons at the Windrider squad. So we've got 3 hammer missiles here. So, yeah, there's 2 hits. And rerolls 1s because the captain is just within 6. So they all hit. Strength 7 against toughness 6, needing 3s. And that is a double 1, and again it's under the grav tank, and that's a 1 as well. Well, that's terrible, but now there's 12 shots firing at the jet bikes. So because these have the fly keyword, that scuppers this the strafe and run rule that it comes with, so it will be hitting on 4s because it moved with a heavy weapon. Right, so twin assault cannon into the jet bikes, hitting on 4s, and re-rolling 1s because the captain is in the house. So he's no, so minimal hits there. How many is that? 5?
5.
Right, so 5 hits, 3s to wound, and again a sea of 1s. So only 2. It's AP minus 1, but the jet bikes are in that cover now. So 7 on 4s. Okay, we'll lose 1 jet bike because one was already wounded, and the other one takes a wound. So we've got 1 jet bike left with a wound. Alright, that is the end of shooting for the Ultramarines. Now it's charges. So this Terminator squad here is going to try and charge the Wave Serpent. So we're going to overwatch with 2 Bright Lances. We do get a hit. It's not what they wanted to see. Wound on a 2. There's a wound. Storm Shield save. Oh no. So it's D6 wounds. So there's a Terminator dropped. And then we've got the Shuriken Cannon. Gets a hit. That's surprising. No wound. Okay, but 1 Terminator dies. That's pretty good. And now they've got to make a 9-inch charge to get in on that Wave Serpent. And it couldn't be any worse. And if you're thinking, why doesn't he re-roll a dice for a stratagem? Even if you got a 6, that's still not going to add up to 9. So that was just the worst thing that could have happened for these Terminators. Alright, the Chaplain, he's not afraid. He's going to try and charge in as well. So he gets overwatched for his trouble. No, he survives the Bright Lances. Will he survive the Shuriken Cannon? Gets a hit. No wound. And he gets a 4 and a 1. You could use a command reroll to reroll that if you want. Are you going to do it?
We'll do it.
He's doing it. It's good. He's in. Acrosius, it's got 2 damage. It's strength 5, AP minus 1, so it could potentially hurt this. Right, these Terminators are going to charge in on the Vipers, so we've got a lot of shots here. With the Shuriken Cannons, only 1 hit though. 3 to wound, no wounds. So the Terminators needing a 9. They get it. They don't even need the reroll static power. So these Vipers are going to be looking pretty sick here. Right, the Terminators are in, and the Tacticals tried to charge in, didn't get far enough, and so did the Captain, didn't get far enough. So the Terminator's going to strike with this Power Sword first, hitting on 3s. There's 2 hits. He's needing 5s to wound this. He gets 1. Right, so it's AP minus 3, so we've got a 6+ save because of our armour, and then we've got Fortune save to save on a 5. No, so we take another wound. So we've got 3 left on 1 Viper. Now there's a lot of Power Fists to go. Right, I've got Power Fist now and a Chain Fist. The Chain Fist is in green. These are hitting on 4s because they've got a -1 to hit. And that is the fate of Power Fists. So only 2 hits with Power Fists, and you're needing 3s to wound.
I'm going to re-roll 1 of these.
Okay, so there's another stratagem just going through them like wildfire here. So that is a hit. So it's a success. Right, so it's 3s on all dice. The green is minus AP 4. So that wounds to minus AP 4, so there's no save for that one. And then the Power Fists, needing 3s, just 1. Alright then, so we're going to try and save the Power Fist on a 6. We don't do it. Right, so the Chain Fist causes automatic 2 damage, and the Power Fist is D3. Right, the Chain Fist has done 2 damage, the Power Fist does D3 because they both slip through the armour. So D3 is going to cause 1 damage, so it's not going too good. So there's 3 damage in total, and we've got our Fortune save, and we'll get 2, and we'll only take a single wound. So there we go, just 1 wound on these Vipers that continue to be the bane of the Ultramarines. Yeah, so even going first in a fight with Power Fists, that can happen. Just 1 wound, that was extraordinarily
bad.
bad.
To switch the power on those Power Fists.
Yeah. No wonder they're all getting...
Probably give them a finger flick instead.
Yeah, no wonder Gulliman's replaced them all with Primus Marines. Right, the Chaplain, he's going to try and perform better put in a good word
with black dice.
With black dice.
Because he's
right, so hitting on 2s with a reroll because he's got ability. Okay, he's hit with them all. Strength 5, needing 5s. And not a sausage. So, you know, if a chaplain can't do well for the regular small marines, you know, there's no wonder these Primus Marines are coming around. Right, and so that's the end of the Ultramarine turn. It was pretty pitiful. Got to say, there was a lot of firepower there, but they just did not do well. Fortune on the Vipers is brilliant. But they do score a point because of this objective in the backfield there. So they've got a point. It's now even, 1s each. And these jet bikes do not have to do a morale check because the avatar will automatically pass that for them. Alright, the Eldar have moved and we've done a few psychic powers as well, so these stay still, these Guardians move forward a little bit. The Vipers, they pull back 16 out of that combat, they've got the fly keyword so they can still shoot. This Farseer dropped back out of line of sight. He's already smited the flyer, caused 2 wounds, and he's going to throw his spear as well in the shooting phase. We've also guided the fire prism, that's ready to go as well. Over here the avatar comes forward. We've pulled Blood and Guts and Big Game Hunter, so we're going to try and take out this tactical unit here. We're putting 2 units on it that should deal with that quite nicely. So the avatar goes forward, this stays still, the Banshees do get out, and they go that far. They're going to try and tackle this unit as well. And these get out of the Wave Serpent with Eldrad, and then the Wave Serpent goes round, and Eldrad is nearer to this Terminator unit, and so is this Wave Serpent. We're going to see why in a second, because Eldrad is cast Doom on this unit within 24, so this tactical squad is doomed. And now we're going to try and smite these Terminators here, so it passes on a 5. So that passes, it can't be denied, so D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds, so a Terminator is going to go down and a wound on another. No invulnerable saves against mortal wounds. Okay, so we're going to move into the shooting phase now. We're going to have this Wave Serpent, it's going to fire at these Terminators. So we are going to use the Serpent Shield, which is on a 2+, we can do another 3 mortal wounds to this unit. So it does come off, and how many mortal wounds? D3, another 3. This is savage. So this Terminator is already wounded, so he has to die, and then who's the other one that dies? Is going to be the Lightning Claws or the Storm Shield?
The Storm Shield. Okay,
the Ultramarines really taking a kick in here. Okay, we're going to see if we can finish them off now. We've got the Shuriken Cannon. There we go, 2 hits, no wounds. Bright Lance, because we're moved, would normally -1 to hit, but because we have Crystal Target and Matrix, we've made sure he is the nearest, so we actually do not have to suffer that -1. So 3s to hit, we get 1 hit with the Bright Lance. 2s to wound, we do not wound. Scary. Lightning Claws are scary stuff. What we'll do, we're going to use a command reroll to reroll that. And we'll get a 3. Right, so the Terminator, he's going to have to save on his invulnerable 5.
There we go.
And he does not, it's a 2. So he's going to suffer 2 D6 mortal, the D6 wounds. So 3's enough, he's only got 2 wounds. Terminators dispatched horribly. Alright, the Dire Avengers turn their attention to this chaplain, and so does Eldrad. Eldrad shoots him in the face with the shooting pistol and takes a wound, and then all the other shooting catapults kill the chaplain. Didn't even save one of them, pretty much. Horrendous in this corner here. There's 2 key units just totally dispatched. I don't think the Ultramarines saw those mortal wounds coming. Alright, so I fire the double bright lance at this rhino. Only caused 2 wounds, so it's now on 4 wounds. We do have Big Game Hunter, we're trying to shave that off there. And we fired this bright lance at the flyer and missed. We threw our spear at the flyer and missed as well. We've still got a lot more firepower to go. And we're going to try and take on these Terminators now. Going to see if we can make it 2 for 2. So we've got 12 shots at these. Right, the Vipers don't actually do any damage. The Terminators get all their saves. Couldn't get any Blade Storm, or what would be Blade Storm. So we're going to fire a focused shot. It's D3 shot at strength 9, AP -4, D3 damage. So we're going to see how many shots we get out. We're firing at the Terminator. So it's D3. We're getting 2 shots. And we've got the guide special rule on us from the Saiga. So we're going to re-roll that one. And we still miss. So we've got 1 hit at strength 9, needing 2. We do get that. Terminators, invulnerable 5 save. Gets it, right? Well, yeah, these Terminators doing a hell of a lot better than the ones in the corner. We've got this rocket launcher is going to fire at the flyer. See if we can just take another couple of wounds off that. We miss. Bright Lance over here is going to fire at the flyer, needing a 4. It's hard to hit. We missed that one as well. So different story over here. And we've got one last thing to shoot. And that's this jet bike. He's came forward and he's going to try and take out this last can here. He's going to try and assassinate him. So we've got 4 shots. We'll get 1 hit. Oh dear. It's a 6. He needs to save on a 6 or he's dead. And he's dead. Last cannon is finished off. Jet bike prevails. So he's took some stick out jet bike, but he found his man. Okay, it's not over just yet. Forgot about the Avatar and the Banshees. He's going to do Wailing Doom on the drop pod, I think. Yeah, so he's hitting on a 2 with a Wailing Doom. He hits. It's strength 8, we're needing a 3. No. Okay, and then we've got some pistols at the tacticals. Alright, so this unit takes some stick off the pistols, kill 2. And now they're going to overwatch. We're going to charge in the Avatar first. He is going to charge the squad and the drop pod. Okay, so this is how it looks. The Avatar goes in against the squad and the drop pod. He did declare a charge against both. Didn't take any damage on the way in. And then the Banshees join in the fight as well. So they do not get overwatched because the Avatar connected with his charge. So it's time to fight now. We're going to fight with the Banshees first against the Marines. Right, so we're going to attack with the Banshees. The Exarch we're going to do her first. She's just around the corner there. She's got the Executioner Blade. She's got 3 attacks. This is -1 to hit though. So she's hitting on 4s and she's missed every single one. So the other Banshees is 5. And they have 2 attacks each. So these are hitting on 3s. And here we go, with Power Sword. Okay, that's not good. Only 3. And then wounded on 5s. And they are doomed, which is why that was disappointing. So only 2. And the Power Sword hits, so you need to save on 6s. So it's quite embarrassing. Just 2 Ultramarines dead from all those Power Sword attacks. Okay, so that wasn't very impressive from the Banshees, and we've made a mistake. We thought the drop pod would have had about 10 wounds, but it's only got 8. So even if we took that out, we're not going to get Big Game Hunter, but we might have to just try and take it out with blood and guts. So we're going to dedicate 4 hits to the drop pod, and 1 hit to the tactical unit, I think. So on the tactical unit, needing a 2. In fact, no, we're going to do 2 on the tactical unit. Needing 2s to hit, only get 1. Wound 1, so it's AP -4, there's a tactical marine dead. And then 3 on the drop pod, hitting on 2s. Oh, only 1. Missed. So what we'll do is no, we'll not. We'll not. Yes, we will. We'll re-roll that one with the command point. So that's a hit. 3s to wound the drop pod. Oh, no. Oh, just last one, and it's a best of 2 dice. So 6 wounds on the drop pod, not enough to take it out. And we haven't killed that squad in combat like we're hoping we would and achieve that victory point. So the Ultramarines will fight back now. Right, so they've got the Ultramarines fighting now. They're fighting the Banshees. The Ultramarine Sergeant is in green. He's got the power sword, and they're hitting on 4s because of the Banshees special rule. So there's 3 basic hits there, and wound on 3s. There's 2 wounds. We might even lose this combat. So needing 4s to save. Oh, we've failed one and passed another. Right, so 1 Banshee goes down. Okay, I forgot about this jet bike. He was supposed to be assaulting this Rhino, this Razorback. So we're going to do that now. And he's got 2 Overwatch shots with these las cannons. Oh my goodness. So this is what happens. This is what happens when you forget something and then you try to do it again. 2's to wound. Oh dear. So he's just dead. There's no doubt about it. So jet bike killed. Alright, so the drop pod doesn't attack. It's got no attacks on his profile. So the Ultramarines are going to have to do a morale check here. They've lost 5 in that whole turn. And that is a fail.
Reroll that one.
So we're going to re-roll it with Unleashable No Fear. 3 plus 5 is 8. That's good enough with the Sergeant. So the pass, that's surprising. And what is more surprising is we didn't score any points there. We thought we would have had Big Game Hunter locked up with the drop pod, but it turns out it couldn't have scored that anyway. Blood and Guts, we thought that tactical unit would have went down to the Banshees, but that's not the case. So the Ultramarines took a bit of a kicking in that turn, but still no points for the Eldar. Right, Ultramarines in turn 2. They're just holding on this tactical squad now. They've dropped back. They're not going to be able to do much this turn, but they've dropped back. They've done their business to open up a nice clean line of sight for these tacticals. They're going to hammer these Banshees. It's not going to be pretty. And what else we've got going? We've got the Captain and the Librarian. They've moved forward into the centre ground, giving everyone reroll 1s. The Librarians actually failed all of his psychic powers, tried Smite on the Vipers and reroll charge range for the Terminators. It's not to be. So the Terminators have got another 8-inch charge to try and make, or is it a 9-inch charge? So they've got a lot of firepower still. This Flyers came over the top of the Farseer. He's going to try and blow him away. If he does, then that's going to be a victory point for Scour the Skies. So there's points up for grabs for the Ultramarines this turn. They put up with some serious damage last turn. But it's all about points. That's what wins you the game. Alright, we're going to start shooting fates with the las cannon. So we've got a las cannon here. Going to fire at the fire prism. And so he's hitting on a 3 because he stood still. Rerolling 1s because the captain is cheering him on. He hits. 3 to wound against the fire prism. Does wound, right. We need to save this on a 6 on our armour save. So 2 minus 3. We do. Wow. Okay, not out of the woods yet. 2 las cannons from the Razorback in the distance. 1 hit. Needing a 3. It does go through, right. We've got a save of a 5 this time because we're obscured by the big building. We'll save it anyway on another 6. Double 6. We'd like to see that. Right, so we've got the Flyer now. He's just a hair closer to the Farseer. He made it so. So we've got Skyhammer missiles at the Farseer. So 3 shots. Hitting on 3s. 2 hits. So strength 7. Needing 3s to wound. 1 wound. And we're going to save an invulnerable 4. And we do. What a magician he is. Right, I got 4... No, we've got 12 shots from the twin assault cannons at him now. Right, hitting on 4s. Okay, that looks better than the last time. Looks about half. Right, wounding on 3s. That is not good. Not good at all. Only 3. And we're saving on our invulnerable 4 saves. And he takes just 1 damage. So pitiful performance from the Storm Talon. Right, so the Farseer, he takes an extra wound from the Storm Bolters from the Captain and Librarian. So he's taking 2 wounds now. And then we've got the Terminators. They can't target him because the Vipers are closer. So a lot of Storm Bolters and missiles coming their way here. So missiles are in green. So missiles hitting on a 4, so they did move. So 1 does hit. And then 5s on the blue dice and 3 on the green dice. So 3 ordinary wounds from the bolters and 1 rocket wound. So 3 ordinary wounds, saving on 3s, and we make them all. It's definitely a good corner to roll saves in here. And the Cyclone missile launchers AP -2, so saving on a 5. Nope, that goes through. And it is D3. No, I'll tell you what, we're going to re-roll that one with a command point, see if we can roll 5. No, it goes through. We've lost the command point. So it's D6 damage. So 3, that's enough. It only had 2 wounds left, so this is going to go. Does it explode? No, but it does go down. Right, so the Tech Marine over here, he fires his flamer and scores 4 wounds. So you have to save on 4s. Single Banshee dies, so it was pretty good. Right, and then we forgot to fire the bolt guns from that squad, so they're going to fire now. Right, bolters from the tactical unit taking no prisoners. I forgot to mention that he did actually fire his plasma pistol as well, his plasma cutter, but failed to hit. Right, so there's 7 wounds from the bolters here on the Banshees. Going to have to save on 4s. And again, that's a respectable roll. We've only lost 2, so actually on fire with our saving throws this time. So we're going to take her and her. So
Stormbolter from the line.
We've got 1 Stormbolter left, and there's only 2 Banshees left now. And he's hit with every single one, so 3s to wound. Only 1 wound, saved on a 4. No, we'll lose a Banshee. There's only the Exarch left, but she will not have to take a morale test because the Avatar is still around. Alright, we've got a charge over here. We've got the Terminators. They're going to charge the Viper, so we've got Overwatch, see if we can get some 6s. We get 1. And there's a wound, saving on 2. Saves. Right, so the Terminators are going to need an 8-inch charge. Or is it a 9-inch charge? Well, they failed anyway. They could have re-rolled that if they got the psychic phase off, but they didn't.
Well, I'm going to re-roll this one anyway.
Alright,
Command point.
Command point.
And
we get in. Right, so that's what they're doing then. Alright, here we go again then. So power sword from the Sergeant, hitting on 3s. So 1 hit, needs a 5. Does not do anything. Alright, so there's only 3 power fists now, and then 1 chain fist. Right, chain fist in green, power fist in blue. It's hitting on 4s. Okay, again, just 1 chain fist hit. So there's 4 hits in total, needing 3s on every single dice there. Alright, so the Ultramarines are going to choose to re-roll that missed chain fist attack with one of the last stratagems they've got.
got 1 left.
Got 1 left now, so needing a 4 to hit with this chain fist. Nope, still missed. Alright, so needing 3s on all the dice there. Okay, so 2 power fists do the job, and the chain fist does the job. So the chain fist is AP -4, so no save there, and I get saves of 6 off these 2. And we don't make any, so I've taken 2 damage from the chain fist. It's an automatic 2, and then it's D3 from each power fist hit. So there's another 3 and 4, so that's 6 in total. The Viper's gone down. Does it explode? No, so it goes down quietly. The Terminators are triumphant this time. Alright, so the Terminators consolidate on. It was very close. They are within a cat whisker of consolidating into the Guardians, but they haven't, but they've got very near, so it's still not locked in combat there. So they picked up a point for Scour the Skies because they killed a flyer unit, and this flyer is going to get behind enemy lines because it's a pointed deployment, and that is actually in the deployment zone. Right, and then still in the Ultramarines turn, the Avatar, he demolishes the drop pod and then consolidates on. So where 8th edition is different to 7th edition, you can actually score objectives in your opponent's turn. So Big Game Hunter is still not achieved, but Blood and Guts score 1 victory point if an enemy unit was destroyed during the fight phase of this turn. So it doesn't have to be your turn, it's just this turn. So we've actually scored a point in the Ultramarines turn there, so that's pretty handy. Okay, Eldar, turn 3 now. I'm going to have to put in some good work to get some points. We're doing good damage, just the points aren't coming in. And we've pulled some cards that aren't great. We've got Domination, which is next to impossible all the time. Nothing changes for that. We've got Hold the Line, so we can score a point if we can remove these Terminators and the Flyer from our deployment zone. So that is going to be a really hard ask, that one. And still Big Game Hunter, so if we can bring down that Flyer, that'll bring us that. So we've done our static phase as well as the movement. So what we've done is this Guardian squad's come out of the trench. They're going to try and shoot down these Terminators with small arms fire. This unit's come out of the woods as well. We're going to try and shoot down the Flyer any means possible. So all those shooting catapults are going to try and take that down. Eldrad and the unit of Dire Avengers, they've come around this way into the wood. They're going to try and take this objective off these tacticals. So Eldrad has cast Smite and killed 2 of the Ultramarines and doomed them as well. And we've also played Fortune on the Dire Avengers as well. This Farseer, he smited this Flyer, gave it 2 wounds. We had to use a command reroll to get 2 on it, but that's what we did. So it's got 5 wounds on it now. And then we cast Guide on this unit of Guardians here to try and make our small arms fire work. The Avatar strides to the left of him, and he's going to try his Will and Doom at somebody, and then he's going to mount a charge. He's the man to try and secure Big Game Hunter for us. And the Banshee, she's going to try and tie up a Razorback, hopefully. We'll have to see what happens there. So the 2 Wave Serpents stay still. We're going to try our best to take out this Flyer if we have to, and if not, then we might have to shoot the Terminators instead. Alright, this Farseer, he's going to try and throw the Singing Spear up into the air at this Flyer, so he needs a 3 to hit. Oh, he's missed. Alright, we'll just have to accept that. And he's doing his shooting catapults at these Terminators. Right, he's hit all 4. And we've got a wound there, and we've got what would be, or would have been, a Blade Storm. So you've got a save of 2 for the Terminator. That's a save, and invulnerable 5. So Terminator takes a wound. Right, we'll do shooting catapults and the Bright Lance at the Terminators, and these have the Guide's power on them, so they're going to reroll. So here's the catapult, and we'll get a reroll and misses, luckily. Just a few in there. So right, so we've actually got all hits. So 6s are what we really want here, because they are the AP -3. And there's a few 6s in there, so there's 2, not as many as we want, but there's a couple of armour saves in there as well. We'll have to get these sorted. Alright, so these want to save on the invulnerable 5s, so there's 2. So right, that Terminator's died, he took a wound. And then there's a whopping 9 armour saves to make on 2s. Right, there's just another wound. Every one helps. We've got the Bright Lance now. It hits 2s. Okay, that's a wound. You need to save on an invulnerable 5. That goes through, but it's D6 damage, but there's a Terminator finished off. Doesn't matter about the overspill of the damage. Right, this unit chimes in now. We fired the rocket launcher at them, killed one just straight away, which is really nice. Then the catapults all fired in. We've got 3 formerly rendered shots, and then 5 normal saves. So 3 to save on 5, so there's a Terminator gone in a half. Then you need to save all of these, or that's the Terminator gone. So another 2. but he's failed anyway. So both Terminators drop. So we've still got this flyer to clear away, and if we can do that, we'll score a point. But that is good work from the Guardians. You humble Guardians, doing all the work there. Lovely. Okay, more good work from the Guardians. We failed with the Brightlands, but the shooting catapults put 2 wounds on the flyer, so we're getting there. But now we're going to do this Serpent, who's been sitting still. He's going to do the Serpent Shield now. It's the other one that fired it, so this one's still got it in reserve. So on a 2, we'll get to activate that. No, we're going to use a command point reroll to reroll this. Right, so that does come off. And we're getting D3 mortal wounds on the flyer, because it is the nearest unit. So there's 2. So it's almost there. That's 9 wounds it's got now. Right, these have only got 9 wounds, so we've still got the Bright Lance and the Shuriken Cannon to fire at it. So the cannon, we do get 2 hits. It's strength 6 against 7, so we're needing 5. That should do it. It's got 3+ save and a 6+ save to try and make, or else it's brought down. No. Okay, it's gone. It's totally gone. So on a 6, it explodes. Oh no. So the Farseer might take some mortal wounds here. Alright, so this flyer crashes and burns, and it's going to do D3 mortal wounds on the Farseer. One mortal wound, but we've got a Ghost Helm. We can actually ignore mortal wounds on a 5+. And we do, so the flyer lands on his head, but that Ghost Helm, they don't make them like they used to. That's the benefit of being ancient Eldar. You've got a rock solid helmet. Alright, I've done our shooting over here as well. Eldrad and the just absolutely paced this unit. They were doomed, literally, and all the shooting catapults just too much for them, so they're all wasted. Bright Lance is only able to put another whole point on this Rhino, so he's up to 6 now. He's got 4 left, or 5 left I think. And the Avatar, he goes to will and doom this Tet Marine and misses, rolls a 1, so that is not good. Alright, so it's just straight on the charges. There's not a lot left for Ultramarines, but there are ahead on points I believe. So we're going to charge the Razorback with the Banshee. And we're going to charge the Avatar at this Tet Marine. And we're going to charge the Rhino with Eldrad and all of the rest of the Guardians. So we're charging the Dire Avengers first and not Eldrad.
Right.
So who do you want to overwatch first, because that's all that's on. Right, so 2 las cannons. Let's see if he can pull off what he did the last time, double 6. No, he's missed. So the Banshee will go in. She's got an automatic 3 inches to our move, so she's just going to go in there, no bother. So we'll go like that. And he's got a Flamer to try out on the Avatar. So 1 out of the Flamer, so needing a 5. No, he's getting nervous now. He knows the end is near. He's got his Plasma Cutter. He's got 1 shot with his Plasma. It's a hit on a 6. It's a wound, so Avatar needs to save on a 5. Does not, even on a yellow dice. And he's got a Feel No Pain style save. And he still takes the damage. So he's taking a wound. Cheeky. Okay, so because the Banshee charged first, we decided to charge the Avatar into the Razorback as well as the Tet Marine, because we can actually do that. So just trying to get all these new little tactics in play here. So Eldrad and the Guardians made it in, the Dire Avengers made it in without any damage. So we're going to see what we can do here. The Avatar is a dangerous man. Alright, so it's not quite the Wrecking Crew that I thought it was going to be. These only put 2 wounds on the Rhino, I think, in total. So it's still in play. Eldrad with his Witchblade. He had the right tools for the job, but can't stop rolling 1s. Same thing with the Avatar. Had to rolled a double 1 to wound the Tet Marine and had to use a command reroll to take him out. But we did eventually. But we only put 4 wounds on this Razorback, even with the Avatar's help, because we did contribute some attacks towards that as well. So the Banshee missed all of her attacks. So not quite as damaging as I thought it was going to be, but we are in possession of this objective now. But we didn't need it, but at least we've wrestled that off the Ultramarines. That means they're not going to be able to generate next turn for that one.
Or any.
And that one, in fact. So, points wise, we've got Hold the Line and Big Game Hunter that turn. So 2 points for that. So we've got 4 points in total now. And it's now on to Ultramarines. They've taken a bit of a kicking, but I think they're ahead on points still. Alright, we're just about to go on to Ultramarines' turn there, but the Ultramarines have decided to pack it up and call it a day there. They're not within 3 inches of this objective, just couldn't get there because Terminators only moved 5, so it wasn't quite enough to get there. And I thought they were ahead on points, but they've only got 3 points. They had Secure Objective 5 behind enemy lines and Scour the Skies. The only one they've got still in play is Witch Hunter, and I don't think they're going to be enough to kill that Farseer. But the main point is they're not able to generate objectives because the Eldar stopped them here. Because we've both now got 1 model within reach of that objective, so that's cancelled that out. And then the Dire Avengers are claiming that objective now. So that one just being out of reach has really scuppered the Ultramarines for even generating any tactics. And because there's so little left, there's only these 2 characters, this tactical squad, and this Razorback here, and the Rhino in the distance. And they're both in combat now. It's just not looking good for the Ultramarines. The Eldar have still got pretty much the lion's share. We've even got Line Breaker. So the Ultramarines are going to concede there. It was a brutal game. We did have a game with Ultramarines versus Eldar previously, and it was quite even all the way through. We've had 2 games before this just to try and get used to the armies, and it wasn't that brutal, I'll tell you that. Just losing the Terminators was absolutely savage. I just do not think they expected the Serpent Shields and the Smite all at the same time, and just taking out all of the Terminators on that side and then failing charges with them. I think that was the Ultramarines' undoing. But for the Eldar, that was just a solid game, I think. Didn't roll badly, but rolled very well in that second turn on our saves, I think, which was really the difference.